embarrassed to share this story, but it really did happen, so I'm going to go for it. About a week after I returned from my first flight, I was sitting at a red light contemplating my story, and so far the page was blank. I didn't know what the theme would be, but when I looked down at my steering wheel, it became very clear what the theme would be. On the bottom of my steering wheel was a very clear image of a dragon. I tell you this in earnest, I'm not lying, it's the total truth. It had never happened to me before, and thankfully it has never happened to me since. It was a little scary, but it was very inspiring. And as soon as I saw that dragon, I knew he was the character my story was going to revolve around. Dream, do. Discover the dragon inside you. That's now what I tell myself most every time I write. That dragon and his courage took me through the next 34 chapters. That's a tough one, because while writing this story, all the characters became like family, especially Zai, Ace, Hannah, and Trevor. Don't tell the other characters though, but one of them does hold a very special place in my heart, and that is Trevor. The reason being is I didn't have any brothers when I was growing up, and there haven't been too many boys born in my family over the years. I didn't really have a reference point to draw from to create Trevor until I remembered I really enjoyed reading Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn when I was a kid. So I decided to infuse Trevor with those adventurous, curious, just outlandish type of things that a little boy does. And I had so much fun doing that. Later, during the last edit of the story, to my surprise, my grandson was born. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe the coincidence that had happened to me. While writing about Trevor, I have a grandson born. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it so much that I went around for the next week after he was born saying, "It's a boy. It's a boy." I was totally surprised. And every day since he was born has been an adventure, a real life adventure. That's an easy one. The most difficult scene to write in the first 6 chapters was chapter 1. Chapter 1 didn't exist when I wrote the story the first time, and the second time, and the third time. But after I gave it a lot of thought, I decided that I wanted the story not to open on Earth in Alabama. I wanted the story to open in the skies, where the original notion for the story had dawned on me. So I opened the story in the imagination. I lost a lot of sleep over that decision, and I hope you agree that it was the right one. I really hope you've enjoyed reading the first set of chapters, and I want to challenge you to use your imagination a little bit. What would you do if your brother or sister flew out the window on a Pegasus from another world? Would you follow them? Would you wave goodbye? What would you do? I had a lot of fun scouring my own imagination for the answer to that question. And I can promise you, the fun has just begun.